Sorry, no, yeah, pony, yeah, quanti, Utano, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi, oh, I am for him, Musa Seda, Musa Tutu, I am for him, Uyami, Uyakasi, Okatache, Yabako, Matu, Tiana, Yabama, Sonaya, Kafu, Yamayeni, Sotoha, Hallelujah, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi. Mutojo fufu male radi mutojo na moshira nidi mofasa kusojo ka kunidi mofapane trobento rose mutamone rose nidi munyakopo Chedia Pony. I for him, Musa Yei, Musa Seda, Musa Sutu. I for him, Uya Yami, Uya Kasi, Okatache, Yabeka Bumatu, Tiana, Yabema, Sonaya, Kapu, Yamayeni, Soha, Hallelujah, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi. Shironya, Nyam, Yasa, Litumi, and it Yawadi, Yamidi, Mokani, Kwachi, Frida, Quadamu, Mokane, Nyonya, Aman, Amemu, Oya, Wanyadi, Munyamu, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi. I for him, Musa Yei, Musa Seda, Musa Tutu. I for him, Uya Yami, Uya Kasi, Okatache, Yabaka Bumatu, Siana, Yabama, Sonaya, Kafu, Yamayeni, Sotoha, Hallelujah, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi. I for him, Musa Yei, Musa Seda, Musa Tutu. I for him, Uya Yami, Uya Kasi, Okatache, Yabaka Bumatu, Tiana, Yabama, Sonaya, Kafu, Yamayeni, Sotoha, Hallelujah, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi. I for him, Musa Yei, Musa Seda, Musa Tutu. I for him, Uya Yami, Uya Kasi, Okatache, Yabaka Bumatu, Tiana, Yabama, Sonaya, Kapu, Yamayeni, Soha, Hallelujah, Yankupon, Cheda Pondi.
Good morning. Happy Sabbath. It is time for our tithing offering. And I'm reading from Colossians 3 and verse 23. and it explains itself. He says this, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not to men. Did you hear that? Let me read it again. It says, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men. So the short thing I will add to it is whatever you bring to church, be it your tithe or your offering, you are not giving it unto men, but who? To God. So you have to give it from your heart. And someone wrote this: to know Christ savingly is to be vitalized by spiritual knowledge, to practice his word. Without this, all else is valueless. So I will call the deacons to come up front as a man of Christ sing for us for the offering. Men in Christ.
We know him. We know him. We know our God. Yenim no Yeswe Yenim.
Yenim no, yes, yenim no, yenim no, eradi, yenim no, yatiti butano, yankwa wodini wo, yes, yenim no, yenim no, yenim no, yenim no, yes, yenim no, yenim no, eradi, yenim no. Yatiti butane yankwa wodini wo. Yes, yenim no, yenim no, yenim no. Atamfuni sakai odi boni che Yesu. Wachichati na boyo ban free musoi mo ete. Yenim no, Messiah yenim no. Yes, yenim no, yenim no, yenim no. Yedawo, Yesu yedawo. Oh Jesus, yedawo. Yetite hutane yankwa wodini wo. Yesu yedawo, yedawo, yedawo. Yedawo, Yesu yedawo. Yedawo, eradi yedawo. Yetiti butani yankwa wodini wo. Yesu yedawo, yedawo, yedawo. Tamfuni sakai odi bani che Yesu. Wachichati na boyo bana free musoi mo ete. Yedawo, Messiah yedawo. Yesu yedawo, yedawo, yedawo. Siwama tamfuni sakai odi bani che What you try to boy oh by free musoimo anybody yedai wo Isaiah yedai wo yes yedai wo yedai wo yedai wo.
Shall we all stand as they bring the tithe up front? Shall we pray? Our Father in heaven, we give thanks to you for the little that we have been able to give. We thank you, Father, for using us to do your work through gifts of money. We pray that, Father, you bless our work. We pray that whatever this money is going to be used for should also be blessed, so that more people will come to know you through our gifts. Help us to always give horses, because we know we do not give it to man, but to you, the Lord who watches over us. So we want to give thanks to you, Father, even for our life, that we are alive today. We thank you, Father, that we were able to come to church. So we pray that you always help us to not forget to give, for it is more blessings to give. And so we know that if we give, you will bless us. Help us to come to this realization. We pray and commit the rest of the service to your hands. Please let the Holy Spirit come and speak to our hearts. We're asking this in the working name of Christ. Amen.
What is come of thee, O Lord, and of thine own have we given thee. Amen.
Happy Sabbath. May you please open your Bibles to Exodus 3 verse 11. And I read, the Lord said to him, who gave me the land? Who makes them deaf and mute? Who gives them sight and makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord?
So I do a Bible before, and I'll come for intercession prayer. We do all the go down our knees. That was it. And also, the you my and so I don't care now why if you were me. I was doing them over do the afternoon. So I don't care how can the others at the table. And see at the media. And yes, sir, yes, so yes, but I was going to see. That was sick. This year, more what wire. Your mind, what wire. Yeah, come, yeah, right. Man, the movie I have one question. That was it. This so, you can say that was see. I want to say. The human moves out of country. The body who you move, and my what's them. And see you, and I said, man, I have a happy car. Rather than 5 on the pistol, catch your wife. Never did we are putting your entry now. A Christo Sambet Kaya Community of you. A giant of doing the giant pusher with that. My about when you know how they do. The Bilim Giant Kata said, the Bilim Giant Eduma, ebinom deɛ yɛ awɔsɛm, ebinom deɛ yɛ adwuma a wɔwɔ bi nso yɛ nea wɔn ani gye ho, ebinom nso deɛ yɛ yareɛ kristo. Osi yɛmfa yɛ haw nyinaa mmra na wobɛyɛ ama yɛn. Agya sɛnea yɛbutu yɛn anim a yɛbutubutu yɛn ano yi kristo. Yɛyɛ obi biara so akoma so apɛdeɛ ne da mu yɛ a wɔwɔ ha kristo. Mpaebɔ no sɛ yɛma no wae. Kristo yɛfa so abɔ mpaeɛ wɔ mo a mbu so yare wɔ yɛn mu hyɛ wo nsa. Nsuara di ma sista Judy o. Nsuara di ma ɔmo a mpo ɔmo yare so mpo na ɔmo nim no. Yɛn mpaebɔ no sɛ ɔman ha pia no ɛfa ɔmo yare wae. Agya saa mmerɛ nso na yɛdi ma yɛ youth kristo. America is a way different way. Your culture drawn a different direction. And Americans so drawn a different direction. I mean, pipe on so we will you. What's them ends it's not. Pipe on so that yeah, your soul voice. Just lead them. Lead them in their decision everywhere they go already. Now just a my years rapper. And pipe on to say, is die, or we shall start. Ma onyansa wo de ma so le bo no bo ma disua mo bibi bi o mo be ye no Kristo shira mo wai because wa bon paye ja ye so fisha wo sa kai bon se ma unko shira ye bi do won so wai ma ni nyansa wo de ma so no mo ni bi no kan di so ye ni ma ya so di yen sam do so da ma na ho di ma ni ye aka no ho wa bi bi em ka fam shira no oni na busua shira wo onyansa bi wo fi a no be timo adi ani da ye e de sha wo sa no, you are not this young fisher. Some of whom from Hunafam, Kafam, woman to Shrayan, so we might fulfill for us. So, yeah, you'll be asked what the piece of your man. Again, you might buy a woman to the soul or send my and I want to step and you talk to a couple of trials. My auntie and this, my auntie listen. Now, I'm not the auntie so much. Yes, I make comments in my thing, and I was a papa. I am my own. When I met this time, yes, amen.
Now, dear Lord, as we pray, take our hearts and minds far away from the press of the world all around to your throne where grace there's above. May our lives be transformed by your love. May our souls be refreshed from above. At this moment, let people everywhere join us now as we come to you in prayer. Amen.
Shall we guard our church practical and give us an special song?
Amen. So the song that the choir sang for us translates as, I wait on the Lord. I keep waiting on the Lord. I wait on him patiently. In my pain, in my tears and anguish, I keep waiting. He counsels me to stay still, as he alone remains my hope and encouragement. Then he answers me. He delivers and rescues me from my pain. He places my feet on higher ground, and he blesses me. Then he plants a song of praise in my heart. And so with gratitude and renewed strength, I will continue to sing the joy of the Lord. Amen. 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 God has indeed blessed this church. And the reason why I share, we are very lucky to have young people who remain to the cause of the Lord. And as a matter of fact, if you visit many churches, you will not have this experience. And so let's carry on and continue to thank the Lord for this special blessing. And this is because we have amongst us very good adults that keep on grooming and training these young people. Amen. And so special thanks go to the adults amongst us who keep on training these young people. Special recognition goes to the music department too. Elder Pia, Elder Siama, and our brother Maxwell. May God continue to bless them for us. And we should continue to pray for our young people. Our church back in town also was like this church. And the young people in the church have been immensely blessed by the Lord. And God has blessed all of these young people. And they sang so beautifully as our young people here in the church. And so I remain very happy to see how the Lord has led them in their respective lives. And I want to tell you that they do not only continue to sing for the Lord, and they are very learned and educated. Master Guide Department, they have started studying the adult curriculum, Adventist Youth. The Pathfinder too, they are doing that. Also, our young people are not just focused on singing. They are studying the Word of God. And so I would like to encourage us to encourage our young people to join these groups. Amen. We want to thank our senior choir also. Indeed, our Lord is returning very soon. And then as we know, as you get older in life, you know, you begin to see a lot of negative things. And since I came and started with this church, I've been trying very hard to grow the church. That is my nature. I cannot stop doing that. And I grow people. Now, if you're willing and remain committed, you will grow. Some are still resisting, but they will grow. And no matter what you do, you
you are going to grow. If you continue to come to church every week, you will grow. And sometimes even when you're reluctant to the process of growth, I have my special ways.
The blessing of inequality.
And so today I want to share with you with something that I have entitled The Blessing of Inequality.
My empire. Yankopon ya bank here and then so mother was say what if made a chepa. We are see na ekofiase. Na edu baby as can't me more and the intimate more begin to be more disabled don't want. Because you mean you will brave because actually the whom about the shira or yes amen. The blessing of inequality. Inequality baby attaching the pie mathematics.
Where the Casey or soft working. Baby, I tell who the pan as I will come Kuntabuomua.
Ushana equal sign of one of the right hand side is not equal to the left hand side. They are equal, then it gives you problem to solve.
And so when you visit mathematics and you see these signs that says less than or equal to, it tells you that the expressions or the terms on either side are not the same.
And you boy it is on one image, but one way equal.
And so yes, we reflect some of the qualities of God, and we are similar in many respects, but we are never the same.
Oh boy, and unique individually.
Yeah, we remain very peculiar even in our respective selves.
And a blessing.
And that is also a blessing for us. It's so much a blessing that we are not equal.
We are not equal in to one another, but not the value that we have in Christ.
We all have the same worth and equal value in front of God, but we are very different. And so when God created man, he created woman.
So look at the blessing of inequality.
And I want you to experience and observe the blessings with inequalities. I would never have married my wife if he were a man. And because we remain different, there are inherent blessings in that. And because we are not the same, some of the blessings are the kids that come forth from this marriage.
Mr. Watson,
we cannot have kids. Why is that? Because that's how God created it. So there are blessings in everything that God has. The theme for this year is rescuing the perishing and caring for the dying.
How can you go and rescue?
Now, how can you go and rescue someone that remains equal to you?
Yeah,
if there are no problems, if there isn't a thing that I can help you with, how can I come over and assist you?
If
there are no differences in the level of knowledge amongst us, how can one of us teach the other?
how can we help?
If there is none amongst us who needs help, how can somebody be of assistance to
The
that person?
fundamental Christianity is inequality.
Now we shall mupa nyamesum nkyerɛaseɛ mu no ɛyɛ saa nsonsonoyɛ a ɛwɔ yɛn ntam no ɛna ɛma nyamesum edi mu.
Yɛnyɛ pɛnti na yɛyɛ nhyira ma yɛn ho yɛn ho.
And because we are not the same, that is how we are able to help one another.
Bɛɛdɛ ni yɛtumi akɔhwɛ nyanka wɔ abere a yɛn nyinaa yɛ biribi anwuiɛ.
And how can we be of assistance to the orphans if we didn't have people who were bereaved?
Sɛ obi anyale a bɛɛde abɔ mpa yam o.
If someone doesn't fall sick amongst us, how can we pray for
Yɛn nyinaa
them?
yɛ asɔfo a asɔre ma wɔn.
If all of us remain pastors and priests, who is going to be a congregation member?
Sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛyɛ nipa a yɛn ho kyi anka Yesu ɔma da.
If all of us remain saints, God will not come to rescue anybody.
Sunsunie a ɛda yɛn ntam wɔ ebi wɔ hɔ a ohun ana yɛ ɔtan no is a blessing for you to take advantage of that.
And so these multiple inequalities in many ways remain blessings amongst
Sɛ
us.
yɛte inequality ase a nsɛm keka nyinaa to betwa.
And so if we come to understand this concept, many problems amongst us will
Ɔso ho
cease.
adeɛ bi a ɛnkɔ yi a it is an opportunity for you to benefit from that.
It is a wo nua bi anaasɛ asetena mu biribi nkɔ yi a ɛyɛ akwanya sɛ woboa saa nnipa no.
The blessing of inequality.
Saa nhyira a ɛwɔ yɛn ho nsonsonoeɛ a ɛwɔ yɛn ntam no.
Yɛ Bible nom na yɛmmie nkɔ yɛ test na yɛn nuabaa no ɛkan maa yɛn no.
Shall we turn our Bibles to our key text?
Na saa test yi ɛbae efiri sɛ na Onyankopɔn ɛne Moses ayi bebree.
And this Bible verse came about because there had been some sort of interaction between Moses and God.
Bra Israelfoɔ ɛwɔ nkoasom mu na ɔmo hu deɛ ɔmo nyɛ na ɔmo tete no ɔmo su frɛ duru Nyame anim ɛma Nyame yɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔbɛma obi akɔyi ɔmo ɔbɛma obi akɔ rescue them from perishing.
And when the Israelites had cried out to God in slavery, their prayers had risen up to God, who'd made a decision to send a deliverer.
Ɛno nti Onyankopɔn ahwehwɛ asase yi so a ɛna ɔde n'ani kyerɛɛ Moses sɛ mɛma Moses akɔ akɔyi me man no afiri hɔ ɛde ɔmo aba bɔhyɛ asase no so.
And so God chose and appointed Moses to go and deliver the Israelites.
Nyankopɔn ɛntusu Moses ɛwɔ biribi biara a otumi yɛ ho ɔno a ɛtusu no sɛ ɔde no bɛyɛ n'adwuma.
And when God had chosen Moses, it wasn't because he was more capable than the people around him. It was because in many respects he was very limited and God wanted to use him.
Anka wohwɛ mpaa deɛ a nanka Moses nanka obetumi aka sɛ ɔyɛ the best man to be chosen.
But Moses could have also have argued that he was perhaps the best person to have been appointed.
Menim deɛ nti a Moses oyiyi ano bebree saa.
So I'm not sure why he argued with God.
Rekyerɛ Moses sɛ sɛ ɔnyɛ ɔno nko ara ne obi a wabɛn ɛwɔ system no mu.
And that tells Moses of his limited abilities.
Because wohwɛ Moses abakɔsɛ mu a nanka ɔbɛba abɛyɛ nurse paro nti menim sɛ ɔkɔ school papapaa.
And his history tells us that Moses was very educated and next in line to become Pharaoh.
Nanso Onyankopɔn somaa no sɛ ɔnkɔ na ɔnkɔyi Israelfoɔ no nsɛm ɔde nsɛm bebree eyiyi n'ano ano nyɛ sɛ bia na ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔnkɔ ohun sɛ na ɔnsɛm fata.
But interestingly, when God even called him, Moses argued that he wasn't qualified enough for that job.
The first excuse ne sɛ Onyankopɔn me ɛne hwan a metumi akɔyi saa afɔ yi.
And his first question was, God, who am I to go and deliver your people?
3 verse 11. Na Onyankopɔn emuyaya a ɔde maa no ne sɛ I will be with you.
And when Moses had said that he wasn't qualified to do the job, God said to him, go forth and I will be with you.
That is Exodus chapter 3 verse 12.
Moses
Moses anyina ntum sɛ ɔkyɛ obi a wɔbɛtumi ayɛ adwuma ɔso wɔntumi nyɛ. Second excuse ɛbaa.
Moses still didn't believe that he could go and do the job.
Ɛno nti second excuse ne sɛ na ɔmo bisa sɛ hwan na soma me a menka sɛ hwan na asoma me.
And so he came up with a second excuse and then questioned God that if he is asked who had sent him, who should he tell them had sent him?
Na ɔmo bisa sɛ ne din ne sɛn a ɛde asɛm na menka.
And who should he declare as the name of the person that sent him?
Nyankopɔn san ɔde maa no sɛ ka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ mene nea mene. I am who I am.
And God answered that, tell them that I am God, I am who I am.
Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, has sent me to you.
Na mene Yahweh, Jacob, any Isaac nyame, na me na masuma wo seko won nche.
Exodus 3:14.
Ayehuni wo Mose ngoma etoso mienu eti mi ensa chichemu dunan
So
no.
or the excuse number 3 eba.
And Moses came up with yet another excuse.
Na so omanyime nie.
And then he said, what if they never believe me?
That is Exodus chapter 4 verse 1.
And so yehuni wo Mose ngoma etoso mienu eti 9 nchichemu ba
So
ko no.
omanyime ni no man tie ma asemo en.
And what if they don't believe me and never listen to me?
Nyankopon ka say give them these two signs.
Now, and God said, Nyame ka kire ne say, fa san sentrani mienu wei ema won.
Poma na ekura no fa to ho ne hwe de beye.
Put down your staff and see how it changes.
Na Moses de to ho edane aboatia owo.
And then when Moses placed down the rod, it changed into a snake.
No, Nyame ka kire Moses sanfa owo no.
And God commanded him to pick up that rod.
Ena ofa na sa dane epoma no a.
And when he touched the snake by the tail, it changed back
So
into the rod.
I can do impossibilities.
And na nyame fa kwan we so aka kire Moses say, "Eniema kese bebre wo ha onu nyame no obetumi aye."
Awie ya ekoso no Nyame betumi aye fi ho.
Oh, God is capable of taking away this persistent sickness. We had a virus before, and God took it away.
Ebola eba Nyame yi fi ho.
We had the scourge of Ebola, and God took that away too.
No nti ye Nyame di Nyame be yi we fi ho amaye.
And so if we believe on God to help us, He will take this away from us.
How be any ho a ewo wa kwa mo Nyame ntimi nyi fi ho.
There is no problem that God cannot take away.
Moses said, this is the sign that I am so powerful.
Enti nyame ka kire Moses say, "We ne nsankyerɛne a kyerɛ sɛ me nyame me wɔ tumi."
Moses ama sola and so over the excuse number 4 eba.
And Moses was still not convinced, and so he came up with yet another excuse.
Na Erade manonte.
And he said, God, I'm not
Kasa na me roso.
God, I'm not eloquent. I can't speak really well. I stammer when I talk.
Eho eno Nyankopon ka asemi a kan yi.
And that is when God shared with Moses our key text.
You need to be very careful when you see somebody and you see some inadequacy in somebody. When you see something, be very careful.
Enti I say Yahweh ye pa say any nipa sign na se be ehun say enema bi nkɔ ye wɔ wɔn ho a. Perhaps it might be a granting of God.
Design something.
During the time of the disciples, often whenever they saw that someone was unwell, they often attributed that to something that perhaps they might have done wrong. Oh yes, just like we do now. Sometimes you look at the bad experiences some of us are having, and we come to the conclusion that it's because of something bad that they did. Because he remains so disrespectful, God is perhaps punishing that person. But it might not even be from God. And so when the disciples experienced the young child that was blind, they asked God why this was the case, and he said, just so that my glory will be manifested. And so God had intentionally made Moses the way he was. And so when he said to God that he wasn't eloquent enough, and God asked him, who created your mouth? And even the people that cannot hear, who created them? Who created the blind? And by this, God meant to show that he is in charge of the bad and the good. And so if God does not allow things to happen in our lives, they will never happen. And so all that we can do is to continue to rely on God.
Inadequacy or inequality or something, be very careful. And to see if you say
because perhaps God is allowing that to happen in our lives.
Okay, Genesis 1:27.
sɛ yɛhwɛ Mose nwoma edi nkan eti baako kyikyɛmu aduonu nson no a
God created man in his own image.
ɔsɛ nyame bɔ nipa sɛ ɔnoa nso sɛ so
In the image of God, he created him.
na nyame sɛ so na ɔbɔɔ nipa
Male and female, he created them.
ɔbaa ne bɛrima
God made all of us good and perfect in our own ways.
na nyame ani so no ɔma biribiara yɛ pɛpɛpɛ sɛdeɛ ɛsɛ.
God made man and woman perfect in his own ways.
na nyame bɔɔ yɛn no ɔyɛ biribiara pɛpɛɛpɛ sɛdeɛ nyame no n'akwan
He
teɛ.
didn't do it to please you
nyame anyɛ
or in
ana
your way.
nyame ambɔ adeɛ sɛ sɛbe ɔbɛm na sɔ yɛ n'animom na mmom akwan a ɔno nyame ne pɛ ɛna ɔyɛɛ. God created the tall and the short.
Intellectuals no
God created the brilliant minds and also created those that were perhaps slightly limited.
Who will be the patient?
And sɛ nkɛyɛ mu bi nyɛ nyinaa kɔyɛ adɔktafoɔ a hwan na ɔbɛyɛ yarefoɔ?
What you see in medical field, who won't say what kind of say we hear tools, we hear Nadia the way Juma, will be crying, say we won't go school.
And so yes, even the brilliant minds, the doctors, they also recognize times that they are limited and need things from other people. Yeah, doctors would need mechanics to fix their cars. So does that mean that a doctor is more important than the mechanic?
It's a blessing that we are serving each other.
Yeah, if we didn't have these, we wouldn't be of assistance to one another.
The blessing of inequalities.
Oh, and and that is why God blesses everybody.
And until rescue the perishing, care for the dying.
Enti ye theme a yɛde asi ani so yi afei sɛ yɛkɔgye afoforo no.
This church, the fundamental principle, and say we don't do equal giving.
Now, one of the fundamental principles of this church is that our giving is not equal.
So, when we do equal giving, no blessings.
Yeah, because all of us cannot give the same amount. Because if we did that, we wouldn't experience blessings from God. Yeah, God has allowed certain things to come up from. So God allowed some people to be amongst us so that some of us can be of great assistance to these people. But in practical terms, in real world terms, you may not be able to apply these concepts. And the world might see this as unfairness. And sometimes we make that mistake by allowing these things to creep into our church.
Even when somebody is taking advantage, let the person do so.
Well, even if somebody is just exploiting our generosity, we must just allow them to go on.
Because
that is how God has provided things for things to be.
Blessing.
Yeah, that some people might find in us some very good assistance and benefits. And that is why the widow's mite was of so much importance and value before God.
Equation is not 10 before it becomes equal.
And the way God looks at things is not the same way as men look at things.
That is mathematical formula. You have to make this side equal to this side before you can be marked right.
And so God's way remains very different from how we look at things.
But God has a standard for each and every one. I don't know, but the Lord knows.
And I do not know how God has respectfully blessed every single individual in this church.
We are not equal every day.
And God has got a timetable with things. If somebody is blessed today, yours might be tomorrow. Our experiences will never be the same.
Take advantage of that.
ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhunu nyansa a ɛwɔ saa adeɛ mu na yɛsua mu sua ho no.
Nonti say okay, Colossians chapter 3 verse 11 now.
And so when we turn to Colossians chapter 3 verse 11, the Bible talks about this in that Bible verse.
I
admire presidents, especially the past Ghanaian presidents. And so when we had one of our presidents, his mission was to even out the inequalities within the country.
Doctors on PhD one day do the same salary, they are not equal.
And so doctors were receiving the same salary.
They graduated the same day, started the same work the same day, and the same income, even if they have even the same expenditure, still they are not equal.
Right. And to be a doctor phobia, a juma crona no more, ya disia de crona no more, one jessica crona, and so na omo and sanian in one yepe. That is how God made things. That we might find blessings amongst ourselves from our inequalities. And so if there is a church that doesn't have this much compassion, the church will not continue to grow. Because the true essence of Christianity is for us to be able to help the needy amongst us.
We don't do equal giving. We strongly discourage that. And people are taking advantage of that. Test now. So the Lord said to him.
Nti sɛ yɛkenkan yɛtwerɛsɛm no a yɛasɛm no a Mose nwoma ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛti nnan kyekyɛmu du baako no a
nti ɔse who has made man's mouth.
ɔse na hwan na ɔyɔɔ onipa ano.
Who makes the mute.
anaasɛ hwan na ɔyɔɔ emum.
Who makes the deaf.
anaa hwan na ɔyɔɔ ɔsotifoɔ.
Who made the seeing or the blind.
anaa hwan na ɔyɔɔ ɔdihunufoɔ anaa onifrani.
Have not I the Lord.
ɛnyɛ me Awurade yie.
Na ɛnyɛ me Awurade ɛna meyɛ sikani ɛna me Awurade na meyɛ ohiani ana.
Am I not the same God that created both the rich and the poor? And this was this occupied my mind throughout the entire week.
And I asked myself.
And to me beside me who said.
But and
of course it's true that sin has brought a lot of differences amongst us, but in some ways that also remain part of God's original plan.
Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5.
Yakɔ Efisofo nwoma 18:6 kyekyɛmu enum no a.
Bra Paul ehyia ebi a wɔyɛ slave a wɔdwane afiri ne master fie kɔ no. Paul, so slavery is not wrong.
So when Paul met the slave or the servant who was fleeing from his master, let's see what Paul said.
Say, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters into the flesh.
Now Paul chemu say, or say nkwa munya ebuo anasa mumbra mo ho ase ema muranom said emra kyerɛ no
with fear and trembling.
Or see yemfa ohu esro ene ahopopo
in singleness of your heart.
Na yemfa akomamutie
as you do unto Christ.
Ekwan a yefa so disa obuo ne anidie yi manyame.
Slavery is not wrong, what makes it wrong is the way the masters treat them or the way the servant treat their master.
Anti enkwasom no nya ade anka ye bone de na emom de ma ne ye bone ne kwan a esebi ewuranom eye nkwa no na nkwa nso so no eye won wura no.
Ye mu bi e odem ha nipa bi ni mutiti mu fi a musisi won.
There are many amongst us here who treat people within their own household very unfairly.
But
yet you count yourself a Christian and you don't think that you're doing anything wrong. And because, perhaps you are more powerful, whatever, than him, you are exploiting the person. And that is what God doesn't like.
Other than that, so
there's nothing really wrong with reaching out to somebody who is, who's needy, so you could help the person.
Why? Because we are not equal.
If we say, God created the wealthy and God created those that need help from the wealthy.
And it's a blessing each other. You eat very well. Me ya odefo na me kofo obi betina me fie no prapra ho na me hwe ne ye bua no a ebe ye nhira ma me.
And so as a wealthy person, if I reach out for somebody who is needy and I look after them well, it will be a blessing for me.
Abofra no so amfa nwinwi no no so som o master ye a o so be ye nhira ma.
And the person coming in, if they acknowledge this and remain grateful for that gesture, it will also be a blessing for them.
Inequality is a blessing.
Enti science nso ye a wo ye ntem ye nyepe no e ye nhira wo kwan bebre so.
Paul said that kind. O say mo honam fam mu omu a mo de omo ho to omo so this master servant relationship is not about Christ. This is honam fam mu de still
and so Paul continued to encourage them to be respectful of that arrangement and give obedience and respect to their masters.
If we Ghana na nyame din kan hira obi o ha mo ato no fie no betena ne nchen na mmela kwanhwani hia no a was say mani sisi o.
Yeah, and so if you are able to accommodate someone who's just coming from Ghana, that is a blessing. That should never be exploited.
And so
we do that, and we give very bad negative advice to people in such arrangements.
Now, master.
And so if you are not able to acknowledge and start off from somewhere small, how can you rise? If you are not able to remain humble and obedient, you cannot rise to the top. And that is what Paul is encouraging, that we can continue to learn the spirit of true humility so we can grow. And so I want to share with the young people to understand the importance of true service. And so, yes, in human terms, if you are a servant to somebody, you need to be obedient.
And 1 Timothy 6 verse 1.
Say you heard Timothy ngoma dinkan etinsia chichemu ba kono.
1 Timothy verse 6 chapter 6 verse 1. Let us many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of honor.
Or say enkwa ahodo nyina sebe mo won hyehyeye bi mu a mo wo mu wuranom di mo so no e wo se mo hunu se eye nidie kese pa
mo hwe o say that the name of God and his doctrines be not blasphemed.
Na yenhu se enya ade anse na ho a e kire yen ame yenhu kwan a yemfa so engu nyame edin hu efin. And so if someone is helping you and you don't acknowledge that and you're not grateful, it is an act against God.
This take advantage of that and receive blessings from the Lord.
And so all I'm saying today is that we must learn how to welcome the differences among
Instead of
us
saying,
and work with those.
no one no me no, ma enye nshira, ubetumi aboa no, untumi mmoa, hwehwe mmoa ma no.
Yeah. Instead of exploiting that, allow that to be a blessing and seek ways that you can help one another. And perhaps because you feel limited and you're not able to help, and you turn to other negative things.
Where the person can get help.
Well, you could direct the person to places where they could find help. But if you can't, don't make anything negative about that. Yeah, God in his own way will direct the person to somewhere that he can't find help. Sometimes, in the past, as a church, we were, worrying about our financial situation. So back home in Tanaso Church, I visited a woman whose daughter was involved in a fire accident. Okay, so she went somewhere, she came back home, and the entire house had been burned down, and the daughter was caught in that incident. And even at that point, that morning, the woman could not even get food to eat. And so she was very overwhelmed by all this experience. And I was leading on the tithe and offering service that day in church. And I'll never forget this experience. And so when I went forth to do my job, that is the only thing I shared with the church. I never said to anybody to go help the woman. Yeah. And so after church, I experienced one of the church leaders going with me to visit the woman and giving so much to help.
Sometimes church leaders, we block people from helping others.
Because and so if you don't have money, yeah, if God may have blessed somebody who is willing to give.
If I announce it and nobody gives anything, it's not my problem.
Right. And I
don't know.
But
God doesn't see that.
Yeah, you perhaps might be looking out for these things, but I cannot see who has been blessed immensely by God. God is only seeking people whose hearts are right with Him. And that's the only thing that I spoke about that day. The woman and the problems that she was going through. And I was so surprised by how much money was generated that day. And God in His own wisdom had prepared somebody to give forth so generously. And God has set forth somebody to go and help out that woman.
The blessings of inequality.
My singular request that from today moving forward, allow somebody's difficulties to generate blessings in your life. Use that opportunity to get blessings from God.
You did not create that. But take advantage of that.
And this will bring all the little things, problems among us to an end.
Because you are looking for opportunity to serve the Lord.
If we say,
this is because we are not equal and we are not going to be equal.
If we say, And it's a fact that not all of us are going to die on the same day. Because we were not all born on the same day. Some remain, females. We have males amongst us.
So many things different.
We have so many differences amongst us.
We are here to help each other.
But then we have to welcome that and work with one another.
Take advantage of inequalities among us.
And so when we leave here, we must welcome this diversity and work with it.
And the church must champion that. Whilst I'm encouraging the church member to do it, what about the church?
May God continue to bless us.
Me neighbor be home children. As a football, we may share now, best of our children. No one find them to take another one.
And so, if this is your commitment to allow yourselves to be used by God to support
rescue
others that might be in need, I invite you to rise as we pray. Right. And that is the true meaning of rescuing the perishing and caring for the dying.
Nso a moye pepepe a moye ho robo ese nyina esakaya ke benya nkwanje e wo wewa Yesu Kristo na before se benya nkwanje wodi nipa bebre beba ya kwa mu se ye moa wo ye ntimi amoa wo ne atwitwi wo mo a benya ho asodu nti Nyankopɔn ye sere obi ani fi ensem ehyirai hyira wasafu na eniema a ewo ye mu a obi hu a wodi against yen nipa no emfa no nye ho adwuma na nye nhyira bompa ye de nyina ye ho hyɛ bisa obonefo na toda na ogu na babɔne no na adansɛm keka ale nhyira sɛ bi hu ye ho ye be so ye ho mu obia na yetumi wie osura kontu obi wɔ ha Awurade hu nkonkon eni ne so a Awurade hwegu no so mai da babi wɔ ha wɔ yale a oye hu hwe nye ya Awurade hu no mɔbɔma da ya fie mu ɛsɛi aware ene ye matete ene ye dwuma ne sika sema ye basawa kwantu sei yare ya ɛbobɔ ba ye nim sɛ bedu hampo a ye nim nso Awurade de wo si wunni mu di a ewo Awurade ye srɛ so ye mu Awurade ye srɛ gye nkwa Awurade ma wo nsɛm yi ntena yakoma mu sɛ de be ya otumi no ahode nti ye ntumdefo Nyankopɔn hu mo bɛ Nyankopɔn hyira ye ye ni ho a waba w'anim asa akɔkɔ obiara da ba bia wɔ ha o sufrɛw e wɔ akwanuase bia so kwan bia so a Awurade gye no ma ye ayalefo a de tafia ne o mantumi amma asɔre ade fa wo nsa no kɔto wo so ma ye sɛ wo ya ye nua bɛ ma ye de awudie ato no so wɔ Ghana a wɔda so da cells ye de na ekɔne de na ba abɔfra keto a wɔda cells so akum nipa Awurade sɛ de wuyi Joseph Awurade sɛ ohunu mɔbɔ ma ye da bompa ye bio ne dai asafo mai bebre na ye beli ibinom ebusuafo deda ho a ye yi o ma yie ne Awurade kyekyere mo wura ma ye da ma bibia nko yi na otwa ye besimi Nyankopɔn ye ni mu nsem ma oba bia nko hia yare ma oba bia nko hia mpatuwo ye be ye sign mu so yare dom aban ma ne bibia obonefo na hyehyɛ de bra wo ma ya ba wani ni na fi ho ma ye bibi o ha etwa so ye sra e wure fi ya Nyankopɔn no wo tumi ade nyina ye din ne yawo aye nhyira ntom Yesu din nti amen.
So ahobrɛaseɛ mu yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛsɔre na yɛn nnwom a yɛde bɛdi ɔsom no awieeɛ no ɛwɔ N19
N19 Awurade wasɛm tim hɔ ɛkyerɛ yɛn akwan nea ɔgye asɛmpa no ɛnya han ne anigyeɛ nyinaa